G'day, Pinball here. Got the Downundermonkey Padlock Lot. Just wanted to say a few things about the keys and the operation. So op keys are pretty standard. One thing with Galaxies, if it, if it binds first time, because everyone's slightly different. I've tried to get them as good as I can. I'll try and find one that binds. Yeah, they're all good. Anyway, sometimes they catch. And with the code bars, can't get it to do it now. Come on, you're supposed to catch. Anyway, sometimes it catches. Just whatever you do, don't force it, because with the pins going into the gates, if you can't get past that bit, nothing you can do is going to make it. And so if it does catch, just take it easy, and I often find just a quick up and down wiggle does the trick, because these aren't something you really want to try harder on. Anyway, these are all working fine now. I mean, I got them going as good as I could. But the code key, oh yeah, see that one there? There's actually quite a bit going on here. There's an interactive element in here which can jump if you over insert it, or the code bar's sprung. And sometimes I've found, well, I just wonder whether, because the tolerances, it's quite hard to get them, these bits, this is way under spec for the 3D printers, and I'll push them a bit, and I mean, they're 95% factory in my opinion, but they're just, I would have liked more tolerance on the inside there. And I think what's happened sometimes is the code bar doesn't sit right back in the pocket in here and turn correctly, but a wiggle will sort of seat them, if you know what I mean. But whatever you do, don't, like if that catches, just give it a wiggle and then turn it, or just pull it out, reinsert it. Because once you get it to that position, once it's turned even a fraction past the 12 o'clock position, then they're in the gates, so there's no problem. It's just getting it past that 12 o'clock. So with the code key, or with this padlock, you actually have to turn it past 90 to open. If you turn it just, oh, there you go, that one's catching. If you turn it just to 90, that's 90 there. That's important with the code key, because you have to turn it slightly past 90 and then bring it back. So when you're removing the code bar, that all the way back, pop it in, open it, but then that vein is past, so you bring it back until the key pops out, and then without pulling the key, and this is the important bit, because if you try and pull it now, it's just going to bind on the lock body. It's the same as any code key for the Galaxy, because what you're doing here is pushing the code bar. The code bar is now in this, it's further out than it should be, quite a bit. And so all you're doing is pushing the code bar until it gets to the front of this element here, and then the element can drop. And so you need to push that now, like that, and then that code bar drops, and then you can remove this. Otherwise it's just going to snag on there. So when you bayonet turn that, as it comes out, you turn it anti-clockwise so that it's perpendicular with the 12 o'clock position, and then you can pull it out. Be careful of that spring, obviously. It's retained, but if you give it a knock or pull it, it'll pop out, and they're actually really hard to get back in because they've got like a little pocket thing in there. So what you're doing is the pin that's in the 12 o'clock position runs along the top here, and you're getting into that right angled bit there. So to reinsert, you push it in with that slot right at the 12 o'clock position, ignoring that you're turned the lock, just ignore that. So straight in 12 o'clock position, if you put a little bit of resistance on it, as you see, get to a clockwise, put a little bit of clockwise hoodaki into thingamabob, and as you come in, it'll turn to the right, and that's where you want it to be to then reinsert this. If this is not quite turned enough, then you can put this key in, but it won't turn back. So if it doesn't turn back, take the code key out again, make sure that's completely clockwise. Now this is important, you put that forward, because once again, if you don't push this forward, that element's going to pop up and it's not going to let you past that. So you keep that forward with your finger, push that in there like that, and then turn it back and she's away. So once again, fully back, push it in past, the first division, and then back until it pops out on its own. Before you pull the key, you're actually pushing that in like that, and then you just basically let the key come out. I would actually, you just don't need to pull the key at all really, it just sort of comes out. And yeah, at this stage, that's retained because the pin is in that little perpendicular bayonet bit. So like I said, you have to turn that counterclockwise and pull it out. Always goes in at the 12 o'clock. And then at about there, if you put on some very slight clockwise hoogie, then she turns. And then you let her go at its maximum clockwise. Push that all the way forward. Focus, dang ya. And then push that in there and you're away. So DM me if you have any questions, but they should all work good. The code keys, like I said, there's actually quite a bit going on here, so some of them will work perfectly straight away. I mean, I've done as good as I can, but I think the thing is just to give it a bit of a wiggle, and but yeah, enjoy. So they come out real good. I'm real happy with them, and they're super strong. If you want, you can buff them, polish them, but like I said, just take it easy around. I mean, it's all pretty hardy stuff. These can't pop up too far, so they shouldn't catch on anything, but just take it easy, because this is quite thin along here. It'll never cause any problems in normal use at all, but if it's caught by a Dremel, or you get something in there and poke it up or whatever, I don't know. All the tolerances in here, like I said, they're not perfect. In the 3D printing there is variance between it, and so I've done my best to sort of fettle them to get them operational, so I hope you enjoy them. And like I said, I think they're, I had that forward. They're 95% of a factory key. He said, not being able to turn this one. We'll fix that one. They all work. I'll have a look at this one. Anyway, enjoy. Thanks for watching.